Ernie Johnson. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Charlotte Hornets. And now it's out to the Time Warner Cable Arena with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
Always a special moment in the pregame ceremonies. The playing of the national anthem as the teams gear up for the tip. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Al Horford.
And you know, one of the things you got to love about him is how he triggers that fast break. Now, the instant he gets the ball in his hands, he's looking to make the outlet pass and always seems to put it on the money.
And I also really like his skill as a low post passer, guys. He sees the whole court and doesn't hesitate to pass up his own shot if he can get the ball to a teammate for a better look.
The Hornets hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta. Last year, they were humiliated in their matchup, losing every game in 4 tries.
These guys were a huge thorn in their side last season, sweeping the season series as both teams battled for a playoff spot. Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
Those bubble team matchups, so important, Clark, down the stretch.
Kevin, you're exactly right. That other team fighting for the 8th seed is your enemy. Losses against that team hurt you twice as much as you take a step back while they get a step closer. It's almost like a 2-game swing. The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Stevenson, passes it to Walker. Knocks down the 3-ball. Walker's got his first 3 points of the game.
And you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Paul Millsap, a first-time All-Star in 2014, really helped the Hawks not miss Josh Smith that much. He gave them superior production at 2/3 the price, and for value-conscious general managers, that's a big win.
And Millsap, one of the great value signings last season, a Louisiana native staying closer to home by playing in Atlanta. He really anchored the Hawks' front court as they weathered a bunch of injuries.
And Paul Millsap last season, for the first time, Clark, making the 3-pointer a consistent part of his offensive game.
And it really expanded his game. We knew he was a terrific rebounder. You knew he could bang and score in close. When he added that 3-point shot, in addition to a nice little mid-range face-up game, now you got a guy who can be a nightmare to defend.
So it's the Hawks now, following the 3-pointer by Lance Stevenson. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Korver for 3, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
I tell you what, it never gets old watching him work, does it, fellas?
No, Clark, that's a good way to put it. He will work. Great example of that on the offensive glass right there.
Yeah, just blue-collar stuff. And then he put a little flair in the dunk.
Stevenson drives in. Kid Gilchrist offline with his 3. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Carroll's running.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And you go back and you look at the numbers from last season, he knocked down about 77% of his free throws.
And the first one at the line is good. The Atlanta making some changes. He hits both from the stripe. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And Roberts kicks to Neal for 3. And he gets it to go. Henderson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Tie game here in Charlotte. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
The NBA season gains momentum.
Up Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, Stephen Clark, what are your thoughts?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown. Well, if any team had the opportunity or the excuse to pack it in and call it a year, it was the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, they lost their star player for the season, but still found a way to fight through and make it into the playoffs in a very tough division.
Inside, Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo. Ryan Roberts out there with Gary Neal. And it's Henderson in at the 3 spot. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. Just 2 to shoot. And it's Schroeder missing. And realistically, guys, the Hawks never were going to do anything in the East as the Pacers and Heat were the class of the conference. But, Steve, they established a winning environment in a year when they really could just, just glide it on by.
Yeah, and they gave Indiana all they could handle in that first round, too, Kevin. I think it's important to establish the style of play, which Mike Budenholzer did, and now you build off that, and you continue to grow as an organization.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. As you know, Cody Zeller was the 4th overall pick in 2013, and Coach Clifford has said he has a lot of physical ability. His basketball IQ is through the roof, he has great intangibles, and he's young. I don't want to limit him in any way, but I want him to progress at his own rate. For us to be good, he's got to be a really big part of it. Kevin, back to you.
An intriguing young talent. Thanks. Here's Ontic after the basket by Charlotte. Here's Bazemore, and he drops it in from the low post. Bazemore's got his first basket of the night. Roberts passes to Biyombo. Kicks to Zeller. Nice pass in here by Charlotte, and that one's good. Henderson's got 6 points.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
It's Millsap with the drive. Here's Schroeder, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. Schroeder's got himself on the board with 3 there. And so that brings the first half to a close. Hornets.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
You look at what Neal has done so far. He has 8 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Korver and Carroll, and it's Teague in at the 1 spot.
Well, you know, the Bobcats, after 10 seasons, are changing their name to the Hornets, reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise back from 1988 to 2002.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist missing 6 weeks last season with a broken hand, and frankly, he took a step back overall. His numbers getting worse almost across the board.
And a player taken second overall 2 years ago, a lot of pressure riding on the shoulders of MKG.
You know, sometimes guys fall into draft positions that don't necessarily match their skill level, but you can never question the work ethic of this young man, and you know he's going to maximize whatever he can be as a pro because of that.
Now here's Teague. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Teague's got his second basket of the night.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
He kicks to Carroll. Dishes to Millsap. Korver. Offensive rebound. Horford. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
So the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Here's Stevenson. Connects on the 17-footer. Stevenson's got 5. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in.
Definitely a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, the wise move would be to find themselves a quick shot right away.
Millsap a screen. Corver kicks to Teague. The tray, and that one's good. Teague's got 5 points in the quarter.
He's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part.
Outside, Walker. Back to Stevenson. Williams. And the pass to Walker. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. Williams for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
And that's going to do it for the...
Tuesday, November 11th, Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Hornets.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
MKG and Marvin Williams holding down the forward spots. Walker runs the point with Stevenson flanking him. And it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that.
Outside Teague. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done. He's a scrapper, guys. Never slows up and throws his body around with utter disregard for his own safety. You gotta love his approach to the game.
Maybe that takes a toll on him over the course of a season, but really, that's the only way he knows how to go about it.
Paul Millsap's checked in for the Hawks. Carroll dishes to Horford, and he uses the glass on the layup.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Williams kicks to Walker, and stolen by Jeff Teague.
It's going to take something special, maybe a miracle for them to come back right now.
How about a little luck?
And the shot is good.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Walker the pass to Stevenson. Back to Walker for the 3. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. And the Hornets lead by 7.
Well, they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
And it's Walker penetrating, and that one's good. And it's a 9-point Hornets lead.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Walker against Teague. Poked loose. Williams in the post. And the layup is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.